You got some publicity, babe. Eden Castillo, news reporter for KSB TV. After tackling such timely issues as gang violence and the homeless, now turns her camera on the plight of institutionalized children in a series of news segments to be broadcast next week, profiling the Santa Barbara Children's Home. The home was renamed and reopened by the Roman Catholic Archdiocese in 1985 after years of disuse, following an earlier incarnation as the non-denominational Mercy of God orphanage, and has become something of a local cause celeb, owing to the efforts of philanthropist Derek Griffin.
Funny how I keep getting his name in the papers.
It's just a footnote. Your name is the one that kicks off this story.
You know, don't start. You sound like my news director. You know, he doesn't want a story about homeless children. He wants a story about socialites looking down their nose at these poor little urchins through opera glasses.
This really means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Because I think to myself, what would happen to our children if they ended up like those kids?
It would never happen. We'd have relatives stepping all over each other trying to fill our shoes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, we're lucky that way. But if anything were to happen, I would want people to know what kind of life they had. What they lacked, what kind of people they are.
In case I haven't mentioned it, I love you.
I love you back. Only an employer calls this early in the morning.
It could be your adoring public.
Yeah, but tell them that I've already hit the road, okay?
Hello? Hey, Vic. What do you mean? Wait a second. I got it right here. Oh, my God. Well, why didn't somebody tell me about this? Well, somebody sure as hell should have. You know what the man tried to do to my wife and my family, and now they're letting him back out on the street?
Well, Kelly's already left the house. Hunt went after her once. He could do it again. She has to know he's out.
Oh, well, he's not out yet, you know, and I'm going to find out what's going on. I mean, I don't buy this technicality stuff. It was a clean arrest.
You know, maybe I should put off these interviews at the children's home until I can reach Kelly.
I got a feeling anything you told her right now, she'd take it as big sister butting in. So why don't you let me get somebody on it once I get down to the station?
You know, I keep wishing and thinking that maybe if Robert just came back, that it would make her happy again, and that's what it's all about. I mean, with Hunt in jail, it was a remote possibility, but now... And I'm talking crazy.
Yeah, you are. Because Robert returning is not the answer to anybody's problems. I'll try to be back in a couple of hours.
Yeah. So long, second honeymoon.
Oh, babe. I'll tell you what. I'll bring home some fish for you to practice your cleaning and scaling techniques on. How would that be?
You do that and you'll find a bear in bed with you tonight.
You promise?
Thanks.
See you.
Cruz?
Yeah.
Hunt's not going to be able to do anything to us or our family, is he?
If I have my way, he won't even get out of the courthouse. Heads up. You looking for me?
Nope, Nikki.
What'd she get herself into now?
Police entrance examination.
Today?
Yeah, talked to Vic last night. Got him to waive some of the requirements.
Oh, what a guy, Michael.
Well, that's me, you know. I gotta go to bat for at least one lost cause a week or I get the DTs.
Question is, why aren't you in there taking the test with her or instead of her?
You're the second person that asked me that today.
You ever think about it?
More than I used to, but no thanks. I'm not ready yet.
Well, when you are, please do let me know, will you?
How'd it go?
Fine. Great. Amazing, actually.
That good, huh?
Well, you American cops don't have it easy. That's all I gotta say.
Did they ask you about the dual citizenship thing?
Well, I brought my papers and my mother's, too. She was born in San Antonio. Would you like to see?
No, if they bought it in there, it's good enough for me.
I'm glad something is.
Hey, don't get so cocky. You may have to work with this man someday.
This rate, who knows? Well, at least the next part of the test I get to talk, and I should burn through that big time. I talk a mean street cop.
Yeah, well, good luck.
Want to run some questions by me, Inspector?
I'm afraid I can't do that.
Come on, who's gonna know? Wait, don't tell me. You're on the oral exam board, right?
Yeah.
Terrific. Look, if you see me start to drown, can you at least throw me a line? I mean, you can do that much, can't you?
I'll be as fair as anybody will.
Oh, you were always great at that.
Hey, Vic.
Hey, how you doing? Good. Vic, tell me it isn't true.
Yeah, they're bringing him up now.
Unbelievable.
What?
Craig Hunt, he's getting out on a technicality.
No way. The guy who shot me? Look, the guy's a maniac. I mean, who screwed up here?
That's what I'm gonna find out. Tell Ethan I'm on my way up, will you?
You got it.
I'm going to be on TV.
Well, if you say it's okay.
Will I get paid for it?
I don't think so. But you get to be on TV, and a lot of other people get to see you on TV, and maybe you'll say something important enough that they'll want to hear.
Hallie will think it's cool, I bet.
Yeah, is that a yes?
What do I do?
Okay. All you have to do is look into the camera, and you just tell me what it is that you want more than anything in the world.
$1 million.
After that, what would you want?
To live in a big house with a big dog.
Oh, you like dogs?
Dogs never let you down. They know how to be friends. They never lie.
But people do?
When they're afraid to tell the truth because they don't want to look bad, or when they do something wrong, that's when they lie and say everything is all right.
Have people lied to you, Buck?
All the time. They lied about Briney.
Who's Briney?
He was this dog. I found him one day. I took care of him, fed him and everything. But then he got sick. Nobody would tell me what was wrong. They just took him away. They told me he was at the doctor's. Told me he'd come back.
Well, maybe...
But he never did.
Maybe he ran away.
See, you're just the same. I know he died. But no one would ever tell me that. They just let me wait. Why were they so scared to tell me something I already knew? Why did they lie?
Well, maybe they were afraid of hurting you.
Sometimes it hurts more not to know. Waiting for something that never comes. Like being here, waiting for somebody to pick up both of us up. Like I took Briney.
Mrs. Castillo, I think that'll be enough, thank you.
You're back again. I remember you.
Hi, Buck. Will you give Mrs. Castillo and I a moment alone to talk?
Sure.
Sure, hey, listen, I'll see you later, and thanks again. You were great.
Thank you, Evan.
Derek, why did you interrupt us?
Well, you know, when I was a boy here at this orphanage, we didn't have a television set. So we couldn't see it, and we couldn't turn on other people's happiness whenever we wanted to.
Well, if I've done something wrong or I've done something to offend you, I am open to suggestions.
Well, I just don't want these children to believe they're being promised the world to see on television. Because, Eden, if they don't get it, it will destroy any of the dreams they may have. And I don't want them to see and hear themselves being talked about in the pietisms we reserve for the objects of our pity.
No, it wasn't my intention to do that. I want this story to have meaning. You grew up here, and you have made something really grand of yourself. I want these children to know they have the same chance. There are homes out there. There are people who will love a child, and maybe...
No, don't, please. I mean, that's the worst offense of all, to give them false hope. I mean, the chance that some of these older children, especially the ones who aren't white, will be adopted is very slim. Our parents come in here to adopt, and all they want to see is nice, pink infants. Now, you know that as well as I do. Buck's right. It's better to help them make more confidence in themselves. To show them that one way or the other, they will survive. Now, that's not false hope. Survival, Eden. That's real.
Maybe you could let my viewers hear that.
Thank you, but I've had enough of yours.
No, I think it would be a really great thing. They could have someone to model themselves after, somebody to believe in.
No. I want them to believe in themselves before they start believing in you, me, or anybody else.
I understand that.
No, wait, I don't think you do. Compassion and understanding are two very different things. See, compassion is what you feel when you see the stories on television. But you have to experience their stories yourself to understand and then be able to write about it.
What the hell is going on?
Cruz, look, I know how you feel.
I don't want to hear that out of you, Ethan. Hunt's arrest was clean.
It wasn't by the book. The officer was violating Hunt's rights when he had your brother and Kelly identify him. Hunt picked up on it. He told his lawyer. I mean, there's nothing I can do. Do you understand? This case would be thrown out of court. I mean, even the arresting officer realized that he screwed up.
So Hunt just walks, just like that. Boom! The man shot my father, he kidnapped my wife, he had me handcuffed to a damn barn post for I don't know how many days. What the hell does he have to do to get something to stick on him? You want him to blow the whole town up? You want him to kill somebody? You think I'm gonna sit still and let it get that far, Ethan? Think again.
Cruz. Hello, Castillo.
Long time. How's the family?
You get your hands off me, Castillo. I'll have you up on brutality charges.
Talk? Ethan, check this out. This piece of dirt on the bottom of my shoe, it talks! I think I'm gonna have to scrape it off. Because something around here smells real bad.
Maybe it's your police department.
I think it's you. I'm gonna give you some free advice. Once you walk out that door, don't you stop walking till you hit the state line. Because you try sticking around Santa Barbara, I'm gonna be behind every stop sign, parking meter, and sobriety checkpoint until I nail your smug butt to the wall. And once I do, believe me, I'll make it stick.
How do you handle an armed suspect using a civilian hostage as a shield to escape?
You negotiate.
With what?
With whatever you can think of.
Excuse me. We're here for you to show us you know how to react in the field, Miss Alvarez. Not to take it on blind trust.
What do you do if an armed suspect puts a gun to your head?
You check the surrounding situation, try to talk him down, and look for the first opportunity to disarm him.
And what's your primary concern?
The safety of any immediate civilians.
Who's the one person you can trust the most?
Your partner.
Thank you, Miss Alvarez. That'll be all.
That's it? So, how'd I do?
You'll be notified by mail in 2 weeks.
Okay. Great. Thank you.
Sounded like you were a little rough on her.
Oh, yeah, it's a rough job she's trying to get into.
Well, that's true.
You know, I would have thought you would want me to make sure she, crossed her T's and dotted her I's. I certainly didn't think you were anxious to see her around here.
Well, I don't want any favor on that level, man. She should get the fair shake everybody else gets.
She can't handle it, Cruz. I mean, you saw her. She's got that shoot first, think later attitude. She's got a full year to get her act together, and then she can do it all over again, if she wants to. But for today, for my money, she can't cut it.
I didn't mean to disturb you.
No, you didn't.
Has the place changed that much?
It's hard to say. I remember it as it was. So I guess a cloud, so I see it now. You've done a wonderful job restoring it, sister. I'm so glad the church took it over again. But, you know, I'd hate to have come back and found it swallowed up by some corporation. Plowed over. Destroyed forever.
Your generosity has helped that from happening. If there's anything that we can do to repay you.
But as a matter of fact, sister, there is something concerning me a great deal. I'd like to ask you a favor.
Nikki? I helped you open that door with the key that Nikki gave you.
Just thought I'd give her a little surprise after her exam. What's your excuse?
Open doors naturally make me suspicious.
Well, now the mystery is explained, so you can run along.
Nikki's not going to be back for a while.
Really? It's funny how you know that.
Nothing funny about it. I just saw her down at the police station.
Oh, you just saw her down at the police station.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm not too crazy about you getting so close to her.
Well, Nikki never led me to believe that you two are anything but friends.
Well, even friends can be jealous.
And even mere acquaintances like me can get suspicious.
Well, you got nothing to be suspicious of.
It's a matter of opinion.
Look, Nikki doesn't want you hanging around her either. She's just a lot more polite than I am. So I'm telling you, for her, you back off, quit asking questions, and quit jumping to conclusions.
Is there a threat wrapped up inside there somewhere?
Who knows?
In 5 minutes, I can find out anything I want to know about you. In 10, I'll know everything. I don't think you want me to do that. So don't give me a reason.
Law's a funny thing, isn't it, Mr. District Attorney? Let's not play games, Mr. Hunt. You're out, but you could be just as easily back in. And next time, you're not going to crawl out on the back of somebody else's mistakes.
But I won't have to if I don't get caught.
But you will. Certain people are making it their life mission. And if you have any plans on staying around here, you had better shape up.
Is my release contingent on this lecture?
You know exactly what I mean.
Yeah. I get the message. Can I go now?
Sister, could I talk to you for a moment? I have a little problem. The video that we shot of Buck and the other children earlier was a little too dark, so we're going to have to do it all over again.
I'm afraid that won't be possible.
I don't understand.
I was against the interview to begin with. I was afraid it would upset the children, and that is exactly what's happened with Buck.
Oh, but he seemed fine when I talked to him. I mean, he seemed to enjoy himself.
We've taught him to be polite, but he's very affected by the whole thing. And I'm going to have to ask you not to disturb him or the other children any further.
Don't have to prove anything to me. I know what you can do.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, you're not the one making the decisions. They leave that to people who think it's all about memorizing a book.
Well, I think you need to take part of the blame for what happened today. You know, you didn't seem to be adequately prepared. You were rushing. And even at that, you weren't thinking fast enough.
Well, they didn't give me a chance to think.
Neither will a guy with a gun to your head.
Look, Inspector, you've seen me out there in the field. I'm different. I know what I'm doing. I mean, so what if I can't sit in a room and answer a bunch of dumb questions? I mean, big deal. Look, the street is where it matters. And we both know that it comes down to staying alive. And there's nobody that's better at it than me.
I'm gonna give you another chance. Nick? Hey.
What?
They're giving you another chance. In 2 weeks, you get to take the test again. They're gonna make an exception in your case because they felt you were a good cop who just wasn't adequately prepared.
Thank God. Look, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't mean to fly off the handle like that. It's just, thank you for working things out for me. I mean, if you said something to make them change their minds, I really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Tell me something. Why are you so desperate to get on this force?
Well, I need a job, I told you. I don't have a whole lot of my life right now. And I can't go back to Mexico. So, I mean, this is all I know how to do. There's nothing wrong with that, is there?
Not a thing. If that's all there is to it.
Well, that's it.
Hi, Buck. What are you reading? Ooh, it looks like you read it a lot.
I found it like this, down in the basement. I think it's old. I thought you went home.
Yeah, well, you remember the tape that we made a little earlier? It didn't come out so good. So I was wondering if you wanted to do it over with me again, like tomorrow, outside?
I have a lot of stuff to do for the sisters. I'll be busy all day.
Oh, I see. Well, I know I promised you you'd be on TV, so I didn't want you to think that I broke my promise and, you turn on the TV, you didn't see yourself.
I want to.
Well, then, why don't you call me when you think it's a good time?
I don't know.
Buck, what's wrong?
Buck? Sister Magdalena is looking for you. Mrs. Castillo, I must ask you to leave here at once.
Would you mind telling me what you said to him?
Please, leave.